What's up? What's up? Simon here. Another webcam review. That's right. This is the very popular Nexigo 1080p Full HD webcam N60. Now, this webcam is supposedly a very good camera in comparison to frame rate. I mean, it's got over 21,000 reviews on Amazon. The link is below in the description. It's got a good CMOS image sensor, 2.0 megapixels for the image, which is considered pretty good, a privacy shutter, and a plug-and-play design, good microphone. This is the Nexigo 1080p. Now, I've done a very similar review to a 1080p webcam that was under $20. Check out that link on the channel. I couldn't pronounce the name. It's like Swookuk camera, but it actually impressed me so much for under $20. I decided to keep it. It had a privacy shutter very similar to this one. This camera is about $39.99 on Amazon and typically goes for about $40 to $50. We're going to go ahead and unbox it, review it, compare it to the C922, which is one of the most popular webcams, and the Logitech 4K Brio, which is probably the best personal webcam you could get that's 4K out on the market right now. We'll test it in low light setting. We're going to compare it to the A6400 professional camera as well. And before I do that, I always ask you guys to do the biggest favor for us. We take a lot of time and pride in these videos. We're not funded or anything. We purchase these products ourselves. Hit the like button for us. It's the biggest favor you could do. Subscribe to the channel, as I always appreciate it. And let's get into this unboxing. Before you do that, also remember to check out techvisibility.com. It's our website that's kind of a ma and pa website on tech, which you may enjoy. Anyway, let's do this. Okay, the packaging is actually really nice in comparison to some of the other brands, and you got, a good indicator that it says 1080p here, full webcam, N60, privacy cover, very important, plug and play. You notice there's a green light and a red light. Red light means it's plugged in, the green light means it's on. It's a 1080p, it's basically got a full HD. Now you got rotation, tripod design. Notice the same viewing angle as the other webcam I tested that's under 20 bucks. Now it does give you 30 frames per second at 1080. We're gonna see if that's true. So there is a little bit of a tape here. I cut the tape, and let's see how this compares in regards to the other webcams I've tested, as well as the Logitech 4K Brio. Wow, so this has a very interesting design right off the bat. These are plug and play, so we don't need to really go into instructions, but notice this swivel. So you could actually swivel it around and record pretty much anything around you, including your office mates on the other side. So that's really neat. And it's got a double hinge system with a hinge here and a hinge there, very similar to like the Brios and the C922s. The microphone inputs, there's one mic I see here, but I do not see a second mic on this side. So it's only got one microphone, okay? Now the privacy shutter, very simple. It does go over like this. Hopefully we got it in the middle. And you can't miss because there is a groove. You just gotta pop it in and pop it on. So hopefully I did that well, and it pops off, you see? So let's try that again, okay? All right, so it looks like it's good. And the flap of the privacy just closes it. Very easy to use. You could just put it up. So I like the privacy. It may need a little bit of glue, to be honest with you. I hope it stays on, but we'll see it as this goes in the review. So let's get this USB cable. It looks like it's about 6 feet. Should be a plug and play design, and we're gonna start recording this camera. Here it is. It is nice in terms of design, in my opinion, very lightweight, so you could carry it with you as well. Let's get it mounted onto the computer here, monitor. Now, I did want to mention one more thing. This is where your tripod goes. So it does have a tripod screw mount there that you'll be able to put on a tripod in case you don't have a monitor or you want to be leveled. And this does not, it does, excuse me. This does swivel up and down as well to angle it. In fact, it swivels all the way around, which is neat, okay? All right, let's get this mounted. Let's get this recorded. All right, as I mounted it, I noticed the privacy shutter is just not staying put. So if that bothers you, where it flaps around like that, that might be a problem, you see? So as it hung on my monitor, down, pointed down, it's kind of angling like so. In fact, you can see it here. So I push it in and it just pops off. So not a big fan of this privacy shutter. I actually like the privacy shutter on the $20 webcam more than on this webcam. So keep that in mind and let me know what you did to not have this issue if you have this camera. All right, so I'm gonna mount it again. What's neat about the Nexigo is it picks up the name of the camera in my software right away, okay? And it does a good job at that. Here we're recording on the Nexigo. I might need to adjust it to capture my head. We're using the Nexigo microphone as sound. I did turn up the volume in the software a little bit on the Nexigo sound. The privacy shutter is staying up. You have my A6400 here also recording in comparison. We are using the Nexigo mic, not the A6400 Rode mic setup, which is more professional. Hopefully my movements are fluid. It's supposed to be 30 frames per second at 1080p. Next, we're gonna test the C922, see how it compares. Again, this is the Nexigo. I might turn up the sound level on the C922 to this similar, but remember the C922 has 2 microphones. So hopefully you got a good impression of what the sound quality is, and you should check out my other webcam review, which was half this price. I thought that was a very good webcam for the price. So let's switch now. Oh, sorry, before I do, let's do the low light test. This is the Nexigo in low light setting. It's actually not that bad. Again, this is the A6400 in low light setting. The Nexigo does a pretty good job, okay? You be the judge. Here's the movements, and I'm talking, and I'm telling my boss that I'm gonna quit if he doesn't give me a raise, etc. So that's how it is. Okay, so I have the C922 running with the C922 sound right now. We have the A6400 recording on the side. The C922 is recording me. It's also doing the audio recording for this audio, and you can see the sound difference between the Nexigo and the C922. So you can make a decision. The C922 Pro is probably the most popular webcam out, and it's probably the best quality for the price in that 1080p category. Here's how it looks with zero light. It looks very similar to the Nexigo in my opinion. Maybe I'm smoother in my movement. You be the judge. I like the C922. You get a good comparison with sound. And again, this is the A6400 with low light. So this is out of the picture if you don't have a good lighted room. These aren't actually that bad with a lighted room. And even if you just add some light, it still looks better than the A6400 by Sony. So C922, that's how it looks. You compare it to the Nexigo, and then you be the judge. Comment below. Let me know which camera is your favorite. Next is the Logitech 4K Brio. Okay, so we're going to record the Logitech 4K Brio, compare it now to the Nexigo. All right, so here's the Logitech 4K Brio, my favorite web camera for the price. Of course, this camera provides probably the best sound quality, the best video and smooth frame rate. It is a 60 frames per second camera. I do love the Logitech Brio. It's my most used camera for web conferences. I just feel like it has better flesh tones, and it does beat the competition, but it comes with a price tag. I mean, you're spending almost nearly $200 to have that 4K 60 frames per second at 1080p and 30 frames per second at 4K. So hopefully it sounds better, it looks better. You compare it to the Nexigo, the price difference is, it's 4 times the price of or maybe even 5 times the price of the Nexigo. So is it worth it to you? I don't know. You be the judge. Here's the Logitech Brio in low light setting versus the A6400. Again, you be the judge how it looks. Here's some lighting in the front of my face with the Brio versus the A6400. So you get kind of an idea of how well the Logitech does with low light setting, and I think it does the best out of them all. There you have it, folks, the Nexigo 1080p webcam with privacy shutter, 30 frames per second at 1080p. Is it a hit? You be the judge. Personally, I still think the C922 does better. The 4K Brio does better. But there was a 1080p camera I reviewed that was a budget camera for $20. I actually liked the privacy shutter with the glue on it. It sounded decent. It might need some adjusting. It looked pretty good in comparison, in my opinion, to the Nexigo, which is double the price. So if I was in the lower price category, I'd probably get the Sweetcook camera instead of the Nexigo. And if I had the budget, I definitely would go with the 922. It just sounds better and smoother. You let me know in the comments. Now, if you enjoyed this review, please hit the like button, subscribe to our channel, and check out techvisibility.com for the latest product news and reviews and leaks, and we appreciate all the love you send our way. Thank you for watching.